G'day guys, welcome to the July Garden Live. I'm here with Phil down at Jazz Cross. Phil, how are we?
Morning, mate. It's good. It's brisk outside, but today the sun's shining, so a bit of a rare day for winter.
Absolutely. It's been chilly the past few days, or the past few weeks, months. We're halfway through July, a little bit later than usual filming this one. But actually, you already said it. It's gone.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, for winter, we've had a good start. Reasonable rainfall, which is important for spring to get plants in. A bit brisk in the morning, but we've been pretty lucky that it's sort of got nicer as the day's gone on usually, and sort of like a bit of sun out.
So that's it. Made the most of the sun while we're here. That's right. Now's probably a good time to get into the garden while the sun's out.
Take advantage of any of these days where it's not raining, I'd say. So there's always something to be done. Weeds don't take any time off. So you've got to get out there and pull weeds or spray weeds, or just to stay on top of the garden, just so that by the time spring comes around, you're not sort of inundated with all of these jobs that you've got to catch up on.
Absolutely. I guess spring isn't too far away now. We're just discussing it's mid-August, mid-July now, August next month, and then all of a sudden spring's here in September.
Yeah, I mean, we're already talking like for promotions and stuff, like we're already thinking spring for us, so it's probably a bit for the two of us than it necessarily really is, but it's not far. Is it 6 weeks maybe?
6 weeks, that's it. And I guess people are probably trying to get those winter gardening activities done or squared away. In the July garden, we've spoken a bit about pruning.
Pruning, yeah, absolutely. So while pruning's a year-round activity, for certain things like roses and fruit trees, this is the perfect opportunity to do it. So roses you can chip prune through the warm months, but when it comes to sort of those heavy sort of industrial type prunes where you've got to get old wood out and really set it up for the full growth when the weather warms up, you get stuck into it now. Chris touched on, if you're not a gardener, some tips in terms of what you can and can't do. He talked about the 50-50 rule, which is pretty good. So the rule there is that you cut the plant back by 50, and then you look back behind where you've cut and you look to cut maybe another 50% out. Generally, if you're even more nervous than doing that, once you've done that initial 50% cut back, even if you were to wait until late winter, early spring, when you just start to see the plant shoot out, then you can have a look at where it is shooting from, and you can cut just above that, and that way you won't risk cutting too much fresh wood out where you're going to get flowers from.
Yeah, absolutely. So these ones, we've got a couple of the potted roses here. There's someone that does know absolutely nothing about roses, but these sort of things, green, fine.
Yeah, so I guess, touching on this, we've got a rose special on this month at Stratco, so we've got 20% off all potted roses. But yeah, you're right. So when these are growing out in the paddocks, are waiting to be potted up for sale, these would probably be a couple of feet taller, and they go through. Generally, for this sort of thing, it's not quite a garden prune, because we would take a bit more time in terms of looking at the buds and which way they face and how to cut them back. For this sort of thing, they generally just come across the top and cut them down. But being such young, fresh wood, you're not risking losing any potential flowering at this stage. So it's fine for young potted roses for them to do that, but if once you get it home from your nursery, then you can have a further look. And I look here, and there's a couple of probably smaller branches I'll probably still thrown out, just to get the best out of it. They talk about the best traditional shape for a rose like this is a bar shape. So you want it nice and open in the centre, so that when the plant's growing, and obviously it's going to drop some leaf, that the leaf litter doesn't sort of catch up and sort of fall into the centre of the plant and get all caught up so you can't get it out, because that could lead to sort of diseases or pests and things like that. So a nice, clean, open, cut rose, and off you go for the season.
There you go. If you want to bake, that's a good takeaway home. And for the guys that might come and pick up a rose or two and that haven't pruned before, what kind of gear do they need? Is it simple as getting some scissors and some gloves, or?
Yeah, so a good quality pair of secateurs is really good. Something that's got, I mean, there's different types of secateurs. There's the bypass ones that are light scissors, and you've got anvil ones that sort of, the blade comes down onto an anvil. And I think you find that you've got different gardeners that have different preferences. I'm a bypass secateur person myself. I think you can get in and do a bit of cut, but you know, there's still something about anvil secateurs people love. So for smaller jobs around the garden, they're perfect. What you do tend to find is that people try to do bigger jobs with smaller tools. So if you know your roses or olives, or you're looking at potentially doing fruit trees, if you find that you're struggling with the secateurs, it's generally an indication that the tool's not the right tool for the job, and then you would move up to something larger like lockers. So lockers, same sort of thing, same sort of technology in it, bypass or anvil, but they've got longer handles, so you get more of a sort of a lever action on it, makes the job easier. Yeah. And then from there, if you're finding that the lockers aren't doing the job, then it's time to look at saws. So start with your secateurs, work up to your lockers, and ultimately you end up with a decent pruning saw. That would be a decent home gardener kit, really. And like you say, gloves and usually some eyewear just to make sure you don't get flicked in the eye.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the last thing you want while you're out in the garden. Fantastic. Well, we spoke about pruning the fruit trees as well, and in the garden mode, and now it's great time to get those fruit trees in apparently.
Yeah, so I think Chris is probably mainly talking about stone fruit in terms of pruning, and once again it depends a little bit on the fruit tree. So things like apricots, generally you do a bit more summer pruning on those, but a lot of the other apples and pears and peaches, same deal. You can do a little bit of pruning and essentially sort of aesthetic pruning through the summer months, but when it comes to taking out framework, like decent sized branches that might be growing in the wrong spot or causing issues for the tree, this is the perfect time to prune them out. And once you've done the prune, I guess, whether it be with your fruit trees, your roses, whatever it is, just make sure you finish off with a good spray of a chemical like copper or like lime sulphur, just to let in the best possible shape that can be for springtime.
Yeah. So what's the main tree you're seeing fruit trees got at the Stratco at the moment for the garden centre?
So usually starting around Easter time, so March, April, citrus starts to hit the shelves. So you can see a couple of examples of citrus here. We've decided to offer 15% off citrus for the month of July, so get in. We've got fresh supplies at all of our stores, so great time to be buying them. We've also got fresh supplies of stone fruit, so all of those cherries and peaches, plums, all of that coming through now, and I'm sure that sort of, if not this month, next month, there'll be some promotions on stone fruit as well, but great time to be planting both of those.
Fantastic. Well, that's really great. I know I've been buying off the fruit trees. I think it's a bit adventurous in my backyard while we talk about gardening, so I'll keep an eye out. A couple of the other specials that we've got going this month, guys, lawn form range. So that one is 15% off the entire range, so we've got a couple of selections of their products here. Really great for your lawn. They've got a great range of products from that might even insecticides to greening agents.
Absolutely, they're trying to cover everything that you possibly need for lawns. Like I say, when it comes to feeding lawns, winter is probably the season that people think the least about their lawns. The lawn fawn range comes right into it because liquids are generally more effective through the cold months. Granules and stuff like that tend to take their time to release and do anything. So it's the perfect opportunity to put a liquid like lawn fawn into the garden.
Yeah, well that's it guys. We've got 15% off for this month until August. So come in, stop at the garden centre, and any of the team members will be able to help you out if you have any questions. A huge range, and great special as well. And we've also been told that camellias.
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 Yep.
Are in, and it's a good time. Is that right?
Absolutely. I mean, I guess the beauty with camellias is that anyone that's ever seen them, knows anything about them, would know that this is the time that they'll start to flower. So samplers start flowering early. They'll start flowering probably June, July. The bonactors will follow on July, August. So they're very topical because there's some good ones. The flowers look amazing. They're one of those plants that it's a spectacle for winter, and it just happens that there's plenty of selection around from nurseries for people to be able to buy. And, you can see, I picked this one just randomly off the shelf before, just minded for us that we should talk about them. But you can see, I mean, it's loaded with buds, and most of them out there probably will have equal, maybe some will have even more of them, but perfect opportunity to buy. I probably wouldn't plant them out right now because you do risk losing the buds if you were to plant them.
Right.
So for me, buy them. You can see colours, great selection, but I sit on them until any of those potential buds open and finish, and then it's time to plant them into the garden.
Yeah, perfect. There you go, guys. I guess talking about plants, or we spoke about diseases and things earlier. Fruit trees, I know they can be prone to insects and things like that. What are we looking out for during the colder winter months?
Yeah, well, I guess the most common will still be like snails. With the dampness that we're having, we talk about it being sort of early morning or in the evenings. So some snail bait around, and you can go for your more common snail baits. There's pet-friendly snail baits as well available. You probably find that pet-friendly snail bait doesn't last quite as long, but they're not expensive, and you don't have to keep them. I think people get the wrong idea with snail bait. You have to cover the ground, but unless you see a carp with snail bait, you have enough. But in all seriousness, like, you only need probably 4 or 5 tablets for the area of the box that it comes in. Right. For it to be effective. So snail bait for sure, but the other one that doesn't seem to go away this one year is caterpillars. And once again, plenty of selection in terms of chemicals you can spray on if you need to protect whatever it is. If it's a patch or fruit trees or camellias or whatever it should be. Plenty of ways to sort of protect them, and I guess there's no better time to sort of pop into one of the stores and ask the team members what's going to be the best for the situation that you've got.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess for those that are still not keen on brave and cold, they're sort of locked up inside or something one of those, we've got plenty of indoor plants as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been pretty lucky again this year that it may have slowed down, but certainly there's still plenty of options to choose from. I mean, even to the side of it, the new company that we've just started to deal with, like Enliven Nursery, and I'll certainly be talking about this a little bit more come springtime, but really excited to be dealing with a company like this. We've been chasing them for quite some time, and they do the most amazing range of indoor. They do some of the more common things like you see parlour pumps, bats behind you, but they also do a great range of the more rare tropical type plants around, so some of those variegated philodendrons, variegated spats and stuff like that. It's great to have them on board and pop in. I know that Jeff Cross and St Mary's both have great supply. It is something that's still filtering into our regional stores. I think people will find it exciting to buy from that range for sure.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the ones over here, and they're just these amazing patterns on the farm. Yeah, very, very.
Foliage is where it's at the moment for indoor plants. I mean, variegation of foliage. So this is definitely a case of mine that I've wanted to bring through. So yeah, like I say, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, there's plenty for you to come in and take a look at this month. Like I said, 15% off citrus. 15% off the lawn range, plenty of plants that are in season, and we even got 20% off potted roses as well. So there's plenty to pick up, plenty to keep you busy in the garden when it's a bit warmer and a bit drier. And there's plenty of tasking to be doing as well, weeding, pruning, putting down even sea soil and things like that.
Sea soil, mulching to be done, all sorts of, get your garden beds prepared for spring, get the moisture into your soil. Heat,
yeah,
so it doesn't slow down.
That's it, guys. We've also got the eco pot range, which we've touched on before, but we're loving it. It's just an eco-friendly potting range that is made of recycled plastics, and there's nothing better than having pots together and being eco-friendly. So it's a great way to do it. And talking of being eco-friendly, we recently published a blog about getting started composting, written by the big man Phil here. So it was an interesting read. I definitely gave it a read and learned a lot about how to get started and the whole process. Something that I don't know a lot about, but now I do. So check the website for that one. And there's plenty of other articles going online surrounding gardening, things like that, how to start a vertical garden bed and things like that. We will also be doing another second one coming up once we're ready. So stay tuned, guys. As always, leave your questions below. We love reading them, we love hearing about them, we love chatting about them, and helping you out with them as well. So drop a line, we'd love to have a chat, and we hope to see you in store. Like I said, plenty of specials. So come in, see Phil, he's your man, and at all the garden centres, we've got plenty of team members who'll be more than happy to help. Alright guys, we will see you next time in August.
Yeah, see you in August.
Thanks guys.